Welcome back to the MNstash, the only channel on YouTube where an apple a day keeps Dr. Doom away. And today we're going over my personal favorite story from Zdarsky's Peter Parker the Spectacular Spider-Man. Now, he had a very short time on the book with a very slow start with issues 1 to 5 being very, well, boring. However, after issue 6 comes along, it changes everything. In case you don't know, Spectacular Spider-Man number 6 is when Peter Parker reveals his identity to Jameson. Now, that story right there could very well deserve top spot for the best story under Chip. However, for me, issue 310 just perfectly captures what Spider-Man is all about. But before we get into that, we are so close to 500 subscribers and we're trying to reach it before the end of the month. With your help, I know we can do it. But that's enough self-promotion, time to get into the video. Our tale begins with a set of interviews with the simple question, what do you think of Spider-Man? We get a variety of answers with a couple that share a dislike for our masked adventurer, but some who see him as a hero. We then meet this one woman who seems hesitant at first. I'm sorry, Spider-Man? Spider-Man is amazing. We switch scenes where we meet Spidey doing one last round on his nightly patrol, where he finds two criminals being chased by the police. As one is about to shoot his gun, Spider-Man intervenes and swiftly stops the pair. However, one new suspect runs from the scene. Spider-Man follows him to a dead end and is about to apprehend him until something stops him. The mystery guy is just a kid, a scared boy. I didn't. They asked me to just be lookout. I won't. As the police approach the corner, they're surprised to see only Spider-Man is there, not realizing that he's covering the kid by pretending he got away with the use of superpowers. We cut back to the interview with the lady from before, explaining the context of Kyle's situation. Kyle, by the way, is the kid that Spider-Man let go. She shares her gratitude for Spider-Man for bringing her boy back. We continue with a montage of interviews with the usual theme of the general consensus being he's a menace, with a few exceptions from the crowd. We go back to Kyle's mother's tape, where she explains how Kyle had a rough childhood. His dad being in prison left his home life unstable, however after Spider-Man he was better. Kinda. Now here's my favorite moment from this issue. Kyle's mum has finished dinner and calls for him. No answer. As she slowly walks to his room, she can hear chatter. So which one is R? Well, see, there are two R's. This scene perfectly captures who Spider-Man is as a person. It shows why he's our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I love impactful, short and sweet moments like this because it displays why we love Spider-Man. We see more interviews with one even being from the legend himself, Captain America, but the tone quickly changes. It's revealed that once the criminals from earlier got out on bail, they blame the cops for showing up on Kyle. Spider-Man swings through the air with the greatest of ease, ready for another lesson with Kyle. However, something is amiss. He waits for him as he ponders where he could be, until he eventually decides to ring the doorbell, but there's no response. As Spider-Man is about to leave, the door gradually opens with Kyle's mum looking distraught as she rushes into Spider-Man's arms while tears flow down her face. Cut scene to a warehouse. We see the criminals from earlier breaking in with terror written all over their faces. The suspense is killing them with the burning question bursting out of their heads. Have we lost him? But to no one's surprise, they're not alone. Spider-Man, without even uttering a sound, not even one of his famous quips, captures the killers. He disappears to the rooftop before the police can arrive, where he can finally rest knowing Kyle's mother can sleep just a tiny bit easier that night, knowing that the murderers were brought to justice. His job is done, and so he can finally let go and mourn over the loss of a friend. We look up above at the guy swinging on threads, and it's hard to think of him as a person, but he is. I've seen Spider-Man. I know Spider-Man. He's just a guy who wants to help. He helped us. He really did, but my boy, my Kyle, Spider-Man saves people. He does his best, expects nothing back. I think we should all be more like Spider-Man. The interview ends, and we see the man behind it all pack up his things as he's finished for the day and leaves, and to his surprise, he's greeted by Spider-Man. Our hero questions him about why he's making a documentary about him of all people. He explains that in an earlier battle between Spidey and Dr. Octopus, he was caught in the crossfire and had his clothes ruined before his first ever date. Spider-Man without hesitation gave him his own clothes, and ever since then he's had an appreciation for the Wallcrawler, as well as an interest for what the public view him as. As they say their goodbyes, the person behind the documentary asks him one simple question: how'd you even find out about my doc? I'm sorry, what do I think of Spider-Man? I feel like I have a conflict of interest. I actually used to take pictures of him for a newspaper. He kind of helped me pay my rent for years. Got to eventually repay him by hiring him to be my bodyguard, but still. I think Spider-Man he's a good guy, mostly. He tries to do the right thing and, hopefully people see that, but he's human. He makes mistakes and he can't save everyone. So when I think of Spider-Man, I guess I think of the weight of that he keeps going despite the failures, knowing, hoping, ultimately that he's helping people. He's been doing this for a long time, but still. When I think of Spider-Man, I think no matter what, he's never going to stop trying.